Hello there folks, I'm Dan Brown from Sort of Interesting and I am not a dog person. Or at least I wasn't. Oh, oh look at you. Oh, careful, don't fall. Oh, he's found a bit of grass to chew. If you would have said to me 2 years ago that I would absolutely love dogs and would actually go out and buy another little boy to raise and hopefully have many fun adventures for years to come with, then I don't think I would have believed you. And it's really just the exposure to my girlfriend's grand old doggy, who was about 13, 14 when he died last year, which was Charlie, the King Charles Cavalier. Oh, careful. Oh look, he's getting tired already. Bless him. And if you've watched my previous videos, you may have seen that his joints had gone, and so I was carrying him around everywhere on my front in a backpack, and it was really sad, but it was also sort of heartwarming to have such an absolutely loving, loyal companion. And again, it wasn't easy necessarily to carry around a rather hefty dog in his old age and fetch him down to places like this, like my absolute favourite places in the world here on the banks of the River Dee, in the shadow of the mighty Pontcus of the Aqueduct. But it was fantastic, and just around the corner here, just along this line of mossy stones on the bank, there's a little waterfall area, which is why I wanted to fetch Gizmo here, down here for one of his first adventures into the proper outdoors, because it was the last place that I fetched Charlie in his little backpack. And because his joints were going, I would carry him out to interesting places and places that I knew he loved to be, like alongside the water where he could just go for a paddle and nip in and out. So I would carry him down here so that he was then fresh to have 10-20 minutes with good active joints before he started to ache. And then when he was absolutely soaked, I'd put him back in the bag and have like the smelliest walk to the car that I could have imagined. Look at this, he's really nestling in here. Not at all fazed by all these new sights and sounds, are you? And although obviously Gizmo is a rather lively puppy at the minute, and so he's been making a good attempt at chewing through everything that I hold dear if I'm foolish enough to put it down on the ground while he's around. This is already exactly what I love, especially with a breed like these spaniels that is just so calm and relaxed. And this is how Charlie, for basically all of his last sort of maybe 5 years of life that I knew him, this is how he was. He'd just want to come and snuggle up, nestle in amongst you, the crook of your arm, into your armpit, under your chin, and then he'd be happy to just sit and enjoy life and just spend the hours like this. And I can't express how obviously it was tremendously sad to have to take him to be put down, but how utterly empty things seemed after he had left us. And even though at that point I was still living on my boat and spending time all over the place and all the rest of it, just not having him around at any point, rather than for hours and hours and hours a day for multiple days of the week, it was a tremendous loss in a way that I can't particularly express or explain. And again, having a character like this little Gizmo here now, acting exactly as loving and as Velcro like, just stuck to me. I mean, I honestly think now if I don't stand up, he'll stay here for a couple of hours before he actually feels the need to disturb himself and get up for a wee or whatever. And again, even in a place like this, his first proper trip outdoors this is how absolutely adorable, sweet, and, well, I mean, it's just fantastic. There's certainly something that these dogs add to the world and to the life. And it's something I think that where I've always hated animal cruelty and stuff like that, and things, I suppose, not only the absolute wrongness of it, but I've always hated the sort of helplessness of the animals in those situations that gives you that inner rage that you want to do something about it. And again, having a dog like this and seeing this, it just puts any thought of I can understand why people wouldn't want a dog, but how anybody could do anything mean-spirited to a creature. Look at this. It just baffles me. Look at this. I almost don't want to stand up. My leg's really sore. I really want to stand up because I'm sat on a really uncomfortable, I don't know, soil and stone seat here. Oh my good Gizmo, look at you. Right, I'm going to gently put you down, and that'll probably make you go absolutely wild for a mad half hour, but let's just see. I'm not sure if I've got him in shot there, but look at that. How absolutely sweet. How peaceful. Oh man, I wish I was a dog. Well, I am very pleased to report that he seemed to absolutely love his trip to the waterfall and the river. I think it may have been a little bit overwhelming for him with so many new sights and sounds and smells to take in, as well as obviously dipping in and out of the water itself. This particular little moment where he finds this tiny bit of a drizzle of a waterfall. I'm not sure whether he was trying to lick it off his nose or lick the water as it was falling, but he seemed to absolutely be fascinated by it. So I had to stand getting increasingly wet as he took his time to enjoy it. And yeah, all in all, absolutely lovely. What an absolutely fantastic addition to my little life Gizmo is. And since getting back, he has been absolutely worn out, flat out asleep as I'm recording this now. Of course, there's now a certain element of having to sacrifice all of my clothes to help dry him off and let him cuddle up and keep warm. But we don't mind that at all, do we, lad? We were originally very interested in having a dog from a rescue centre, but unfortunately, as so many of them have quite a substantial list of requirements in some cases about the type of home they go into, about animals, children, etc., we felt that with the uncertainty around me looking to buy another boat and potentially be living afloat in the near future, and Sam literally being in the middle of downsizing her house as we speak, that it just wasn't appropriate for a dog that might have already had a disturbed background to come in and have even less certainty for at least the next few months, of not even know where it was going to live for the long-term future. So we've started from scratch with a lovely little 10-week-old puppy, and hopefully you'll be staying tuned to see him grow up over the coming years on the channel. If you'd have said to me 2 years ago that I would absolutely love having a dog, and all of the things that dog owners say of companionship, a little bundle of joy and light and life, or is this babies I'm talking about? Anyway, applies to this little chap as well.